Hi. So this is not on Facebook, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's pretty funny. In case you didn't see my post about this, I haven't been on Facebook very much, but I went to log into Messenger and I got this thing saying you need to log back in. And I was like, uh-oh, what'd I do? I haven't even been on here. And apparently they were like, oh, you posted nudity or sexual content and it's not allowed. I was like, damn. No, I didn't, but all right. And so then it was like, here's the picture that violated our nudity policy. And it was a picture of Hunter Biden in a bathtub. And it was like some meme. And you could see like his chest from the sternum up, a guy's chest. I mean, I don't know about you, but I see guys posting shirtless all the time. There was nobody else in the picture but him. And that was apparently a violation. And my account is restricted for um, 30 days. And that was a few days ago. I didn't notice, but so 26 more days. Anyway, this is on YouTube. It was so funny because I was just saying, "Oh, I don't want to use Facebook anymore. I'm going to see if I can like find a way to migrate off of here." And then that happened like the next day. So, anyway, what I want to talk about tonight is staying more like metaphysical, spiritual again, just because that's kind of where I feel like I need to go right now with you guys because it's where I'm at. And, how many times can I say, just quit eating? I don't really want to be in the place of just being like, hey, stop eating, you guys. Stop eating fatty. You know, Cole does that, and that's cool, and it can be really helpful at times. But I want to talk about kind of the deeper spiritual, psycho spiritual sort of realm that we're also working in because as I've said many times you can't affect the body profoundly or in any way really without also affecting the soul. So, you know, we all have a path. We're all an expression of our all everybody's consciousness, your life is an aspect of the universal life, universal consciousness. Your destiny, your path, your true will, your orbit, okay, is not one, it's not supposed to be one of sickness, disease, and poor health. That's out of balance, it's out of tune. It's a sign that you are not following your true path, that you are not living out the destiny that you're supposed to live. It's a sign of disorder and imbalance. And what we're trying to do is get you to a place where you can live out your true will and follow your path. Your destiny is not to just never eat and to be struggling with weight loss forever. But you can't really discover why you're on this planet in this incarnation doing this life if you were in a state of disorder and disequilibrium. So, what you're trying to get to is that place of, of good health, of alignment, and of equilibrium. Like attracts like, right? And you get there. You get to that place by embodying it. You have to feel it. It's like learning a language. You have to pretend like you speak it in order to speak it. You can't sit there and look at lists of verbs and try to cram it into your brain. You have to go, if you want to speak French, you have to like drop yourself off in Paris, either physically or digitally or something. Some kind of immersive process where you just have to start talking and make yourself understood. It's the same way with anything, really. You have to, I mean, a really crude way of saying it is fake it till you make it. You have to embody what you're trying to be. You have to be the thing that you want to be in order to be the thing. It's like that catch 22 of getting experience so that you can get a job that requires experience, but you need the job to get the experience. We've all been there and been like, what? Um, you have to deliver yourself from lust of results. Stop focusing on what you're trying to do and just be the thing. If you're trying to be a thin, healthy person, you have to live like a thin, healthy person. If you're trying to be, you know, whatever it is that you want to be, that you're trying to be, you have to show up as that. And what that means when it comes to fasting is you have to get yourself into a place where you like it. You enjoy the feeling. And it's going to be a spiral journey. It's like I was talking about recently when you're following a path that goes up a mountain in a spiral, instead of just climbing that hard climb straight up and clawing your way up, you take the spiral path. And sometimes it's going to feel like, oh man, I've already looked out at this view before, I've seen this terrain. What you don't realize is that you're seeing it a little bit higher up. You're going up. It may not feel like it, but you're going up that mountain. So there's going to be times when it's harder. And then as you spiral up, you're going to have more and more moments and longer duration of these moments where it feels easy. And not only does it feel easy, it feels good and it feels right. So, I am in this really great place where I'm fasting more for these psycho-spiritual benefits, to develop the will, to quiet the mind, to have the mental clarity, all these things on this, you know, all these other spiritual things that are happening for me that I'm not going to talk about, but I'm fasting is just one little piece of that I'm using to develop my will. The will and the imagination are the most important things. The visible is a manifestation of the invisible. So once you get into that mindset, that's when you start to see the physical changes. You have to visualize it, imagination, and you have to create it through will. And those two things together, that's magic. That's the definition of magic. So and it is a magic act when you make half your body weight disappear. There's no other way of looking at it. Okay? So I'm walking around right now, 48 hours fasted. I've done, I think this is my third or fourth 72-hour fast in a row. I'm doing 96 right now, so I'll eat on Sunday. I was going to do a 7-day, but then I have 2 7 days scheduled for this coming month, and so I was like, I don't really feel the need to right now. I didn't really feel hungry. I didn't feel compelled to eat, but I felt like I'm gonna do a 3 and a 4, and that's what I did. That's what I'm doing. So what I have coming up is a 40-day regimen of, it's really a spiritual sort of purification, and fasting is just one component of it. There's going to be a lot of things going on. I'll be quite isolated during this and sort of in a reclusive sort of space and doing a variety of things. But as for my fasting regimen, I'm doing mostly 72s, and I'm timing them so that my feast and my fast fall on certain days for certain reasons. But what I'm going to end up doing over the next 40 days is I'll eat 13 meals. I'll have a couple of 2-day refeeds, and I'll have 2 7-day fasts. And then the rest are going to be 3 days. I'm looking forward to it. And I don't know if any of you have experienced this yet. When you come out of a feast cycle, or you ate a lot that day, or maybe you're slightly uncomfortable because you just ate, or maybe you're feeling like, I've gained a little bit of weight, or I've been eating the wrong things and I don't feel good for whatever reason. You're not feeling comfortable in your body. You're not feeling that sense of ease, and you're about to start a fast and you're looking forward to it. You're looking forward, like it makes you excited and it makes you feel good. And you're thinking, yeah, I'm going to have that great feeling. of taking care of myself, of blocking diseases from developing in my body. I know that I'm going to be resetting my immune system. I know I'm going to be making myself healthier and stronger. And it just feels good to anticipate it. You get that little anticipation dopamine rush, like when you're expecting a package in the mail or you're going to meet somebody you really like. It's like this really good feeling in your mind and in your body of like anticipation. And then as you're fasting, you feel this sense of goodness, of wholeness, of clarity, of taking care of yourself, of power over your will, of control over your baser impulses, of mastering your passions, exercising your will, following the path of the thing that you're visualizing, delivered from lust of results. You're not obsessing over the scale, and you're not obsessing over what you're trying to look like. You're just enjoying the process. That is where that's where I am. How do you get there? Practice. I've had a lot of practice now in many different ways. Part of it was becoming a mother, and my then husband was deployed all the time, and I was on my own, and I was struggling with this infant and having to sacrifice, developing the will. When you sacrifice for someone else, you develop the will because you learn how to deprive yourself. I got better and better at going without, at suffering. Suffering is a skill. And then when I started fasting, that's when I really began to develop those muscles. It doesn't come right away. Nothing good comes right away. Effortlessness takes effort. It's the paradox. Over time, you get better. For a while, you have to try to not try, and then you get good at it. And now I've reached this gliding sort of motion. It's like putting on ice skates and just sailing across the ice, or a dolphin flowing through the water. Like, that's where I'm at with fasting. It just feels effortless. And like I finally reached this crescendo of effortless will, if that can be a thing, where I glide through this fast. It doesn't feel hard, it feels good. My vision is there, my visualization is there, but I'm not clinging to it. The will is there, but I don't have to force it. This is where I want you to be. So trust the process, trust the path, the spiral of the mountain, trust that you're going to get to this place eventually, and try to relax into the struggle. If you've ever tried meditation, um, asana, dharana, pranayama, or just like simple, Zen, zazen, sitting there, you know that the harder you try to do it, the harder it is. It's very difficult to let go. We want to grasp, the mind wants to grasp. So accept that it's going to be hard for a while. And furthermore, accept that you can get to that place of ease. You're going through the IAO, the ISIS. Now I forget the second word, the A, and then the Osiris. And it's the middle part that is the hard part, but that is where all the progress happens. I think that I've reached Osiris. I think that I have gotten to that point where fasting is actually easy. And I know that I will still fall back to the A, and I will still have times when I struggle. Right now, I'm gliding. And I want you to be there, not just for your body. That's just one dimension. It's just one tiny dimension of what you're actually doing. You are putting yourself back in equilibrium so that you can do the work you're supposed to do on this earth, but you have to rid your physical body of this disordered state first. And while you're doing that, you're going to be fixing all kinds of stuff in your mind and in your soul. So I think that's all I want to say for tonight. For the time being, I will only be on YouTube and not on Facebook. And I think I also put this on Twitter, even though I'm never on Twitter. So no one's watching live right now, which is fine. Those of you who are watching this later on YouTube, thank you for watching. I've got a lot of subscribers lately. Thank you for subscribing. I know I always end this by saying I'm going to try to do more of these. I'm working full time now. I'm doing a lot of things at the moment, and I'm trying to bring you what I'm learning and doing to an extent. It's not stuff I can really talk about, but I'm trying to bring you some of the goodness of what I'm learning and doing, and also trying to bring you into it with me because I think that it is of value, and I hope that it's of value to some of you. Well, I hope that it's of value to all of you who are watching. As always, please leave me comments if you'd like to reach me. I am fastcarnivore@gmail, Primal Weight Loss on Facebook, and Fast Carnivore on Twitter. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.